Oh man, remember the saying, keep your hands to yourself when you was a kid? Your parents used to repeat it to you. The teacher used to repeat it to you. This is an incident gone bad. We're going to get to the bottom of it.
Female Fontana police officer in a headlock as they wrestle over a gun. And what happens next is all caught on just released body cam video. It all began moments earlier when Fontana police stopped a vehicle for a traffic violation. The interaction starts with some friendly banter.
I've been in the snow for a couple of days, and I
really?
come down here and stay down here because it's too damn cold.
In the snow? Where at?
Up in Anvil.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
The officer asks the driver to step out of the car.
Can you just hang out with my partner over there?
Getting out of the car is 56-year-old Alan Metka of Fontana. The officer asks Metka if he's carrying any weapons or anything illegal.
Nothing illegal on you? No weapons or anything?
No.
Metka answers no. The officer goes to his cruiser to run the driver's license as his female partner stands on the roadside with Metka. He's only in the cruiser for a short time when he hears his partner call for help.
Let it go! Let it go!
That's when a gun is fired. Here's what it looked like from the female officer's body cam.
Here, come up here on the sidewalk for me. I'm just gonna make sure you got no guns, weapons. Right there. I'm gonna just put your keys right there. Put your hands together for me. Just gonna make sure you got. No, I'm short. You gotta do it back here.
He crashed all the way out. I'm not going to gap. He crashed out. You telling me you're going to add on more charges to the previous charge that you was going to give before? They was probably going to give you a speeding ticket or an infraction ticket and let you go about your business. But you see here, you want to put the female officer in a headbutt. You can't be doing that. You can't put no female officer in the headbutt and not expect no consequences. You see, you could do that to the female, but the male, he had to just shoot you in the mouth. You know what? I told you too much. Let's get back to the bottom of this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification. Thank you.
You on probation, sir?
No.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear with the window.
I'm sorry?
I'm sure you already asked you that. I just couldn't hear you with the window.
Yeah.
What's this right here?
My gun.
He's got a gun!
Let it go! Let it go!
The officer running to help his female colleague shot Metka one time in the jaw. He was then handcuffed and taken to a local hospital. Metka survived his injuries. This is the loaded handgun Metka was carrying.
You should have just told the officers you had a gun. I'm telling you, you turned something minor into something big. Why? I don't know if you was on them rocks up in the mountains, because you heard what he said. He was just coming from the mountains. We don't know if you was doing some tribalistic rituals up in the mountain. We don't know if you was smoking the tuka. We don't know what you was doing in the mountains. But what we do know is you had a gun on you and you told them officers you ain't had no gun on you. And then you want to go put the female officer in the headlock. You couldn't do that to the male officer. You couldn't do that. You know what the consequences was to all of this? You should have kept your hands to yourself. That's number one. Number one, you should have kept your hands to yourself. And number two, you shouldn't have thrown nobody in the headlock. Now you got your mouth shot off by the officer. Yeah, you heard him. He got shot in the jaw and lived. Now you can't even talk straight no more. And you 56 years old. You know better. You ain't no teenager. You ain't no child. You a grown-ass old man doing all of that action. The consequences to all of this. Consequence. Shouldn't have been on drugs up in the mountains.
Metka, a convicted felon, has been charged with assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer. This officer-involved shooting now being reviewed by the San Bernardino County.
See? Now you're being charged with assault on an officer. When you were just going to get a speeding ticket or a ticket. That's it. A ticket done turned into assault on an officer. Lord have mercy. These people brain are fried. We talk about mushroom fried.
Sheriff and Fontana Police Department. Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more.
Lord have mercy. He should have just told the officer he had a gun, and he should have kept his hands to himself. Consequences. That's the title for today's show. We're going to get into another one.
We got a lot of people on this assigned to this case, and they're not going to stop until we get somebody in handcuffs. I can promise you that.
The Bexar County Sheriff devoting major resources tonight to track down the shooters who opened fire on a family's home, sadly killing a 4-year-old little girl. That little girl's 2 siblings and their mom and dad also shot, but are expected
Rest in peace to the little girl.
It happened around 7 o'clock last night on the city's northeast side. News 4 San Antonio's Robert Price has a look at the new surveillance video that could help investigators to catch the suspects.
Hold on. This happened in Texas? Wait, so the people that ran up to the house with Dracos, you know, them big AK-47 that hold a lot of clips, that hold a lot of rounds into it, shot through the house, end up killing, there's a family of 6 in there, end up killing a little girl. The rest of the family survived. The little girl didn't. And you saying this happened in Texas? Woo! Buddy, let me tell you something. When they catch you, buddy, you are done. If this happened in Texas or Florida, states that got the death penalty, lethal injection or electrical style, buddy, you finished. I feel bad for Buddy. No, I don't feel bad for Buddy because he killed a 4-year-old. Let me take that back. Death to his funky ass. He's in Texas, so he's going to get the death penalty. Yeah, Texas is going to fry him to death.
This was not a drive-by shooting where they shot from the street. They wanted to get out and get up close and personal.
Really loud gunshots.
It sounds like a war zone.
It was surgical, and the sheriff says it was targeted.
And they wanted to empty enough lead into that home to make sure that they inflicted maximum damage, to make sure that they killed somebody.
A 4-year-old girl was killed. Her mom and dad and her 7- and 8-year-old siblings are all in the hospital. All of them shot inside their home off Walsham Road and New World Drive, when those 2 fired 30 rounds from small Draco AK-47 Woodstock rifles.
The rounds, almost as soon as they come out of that gun, are tumbling. And so when they hit flat. That's a devastating wound.
Oh, you see, y'all get to see the type of weapon they use. A Draco AK-47 Woodstock. Did you hear the sound of that AK-47? Sounded like a war zone. Do, 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 do. They was looking to kill somebody. I don't know if the mother was in the street beef. We don't know if the father was in the street beef. But they put that beef into their home. And now look what happened. Your 4-year-old is dead. Now, if this was me, I would have went to go take matters into my own hand. Because I don't play no games about my family. Oh, no. Spook don't play no type of games whatsoever. Damn, this is crazy. Rest in peace to the little girl. Texas police officers. I'm going to say this. Catch them criminals quick. Give them 4 type of death penalties. Just don't give them 1 style. Give them 4 style. Lethal inject them, electrocute them, fry them till they can't think. Matter of fact, they already can't think. Their brains already fried, because if their brains wasn't fried, they wouldn't have went to go do this type of action. So we're going to get back to it.
That makes. So you can imagine that coming in contact with a little girl, 4 years old.
Here's how a neighbor who asked not to be identified described the scene.
After the gunshots, we just immediately just started hearing screaming. I initially just got really scared because I know that area just has a bunch of little kids.
Now here's a closer look at the getaway car, what investigators believe to be a dark gray Infiniti Q50. The sheriff wants as many people as possible to see these pictures and videos.
It's just something that we can't allow to happen anywhere, to anyone. Much less a 4-year-old child that had nothing to do with anything.
As for the surviving victims, they're still in the hospital, but at last check, the sheriff says their condition is improving.
Death to these funky criminals. And we all getting tired of seeing these criminals killing kids. We see that on a daily now. Now, if all 50 states was to put the death penalty in style, half of these criminals would think twice. Yes, They would get off the drugs, off their high drugs, and they would think twice about going to go shoot up a house at night when you know there's a family in there. Whew, getting tired. But I'm gonna keep it short, and I'm gonna keep it simple. Death to them. The first suspect on the last episode, he should have thought twice. Consequences. Think about your actions, because all actions lead up to the consequence at the end. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with me. Deuces and salute.